jiray ardul Soomaal. Dhulkana weligeed lama oran jirin ardul Soomaal. Kabacdi Somaligan started adat teska eegtid ayaan I think 15th 16th century ay Somaligan waxa la sheegay uu soo baxay. Somali lama oran jirin Somali. Muxuu markaa what is Somali? Is it blood? Is it land? Is it values? Waa maxay? Dadka degan Somaliland, dadka wada degan waxay degnaayeen dhul la yiraahdo dhulkii Somal, even Somali ma aha Somal, ardul Somal. Before that wax kale la oran jiray. Marka dadkaas ma isbedeleen. Dadkana dhulka ardul Somal degnaa iyo kuwii ka horeysay wixii kale la oran jiray Cadaal Kingdom, Cadalka ee Sultanate, waxa jira something Zila, multiple names, something Berbera la oran jiray. Dadkana isku dadkii baa mise Somaligana bedelay dadkii maya waa isku dadkii. Places change names, it's irrelevant. Waa ideology, muhiimada waa ideology. Hada reer Somaliland iyo reer Somalia ma isku ideology ba. Look at this, they are not of the same ideology. Kaasa muhiim ah, lakini maanta dhan adeeg ku eeg Somalia way aqli badisay. Somalia waxay sheegatay the Somali ethnicity ay ka dhigatay nationality. Waxaad arkaysaa sharadan Somali president, Somali passport, ethnicity ay ka dhigtay nationality. Macnihiisa qofkeedu Somali sheegto columnka Somalia aad buuxinaysaa. Aduna ma garanaysid. Caalamka waxay ku yiraahdeen annaka dadka u daba fariisanayseen any issue, any matter Somali. reer Somaliland waxaan ma fahmayaan. Waxay ku dhagayaan Somali because way la jeclaysanayaan. Aniguna I understand. They are the blueprint of waxaan la yiraahdo Somali. Their values, their traditions, their norms, their culture are Somaligan la geliyay. Somalia kaasay ku canamashay. So they take everything that Somaliland has in the name of Somali. Iyaduna waxay tiri aniga epicenterkii ah. Dhibaatadana haysata waa kaas. Hoos ahaan loo madaadego. Dadkan hoos ahaan uma daadegaan. You just fall into the trap, one after the other, one after the other. You are the freaking blueprint of Somalia. This Somali is in Somaliland, meaning the origins of Somali is Somaliland. Even you don't see how great this name Somaliland is. And Somali Somaliland is greater than Somali. Because here it tells you Somaliland, Dhulki Somali Wakan, meaning you're the origin of this place. I don't understand. I don't understand these people. I'm here with a lot of arrogance. Mama can have there's lack of humility, lack of arrogance. Layguma soo korin arrogance. Layguma soo korin lack of humility. Waxaan sameeyaa inaan ka miiro Somalilanders this appeasement mentality. Waxa ku jira lack of confidence, appeasement mentality. Maanta dhan hadalkayga aan dhowro. Maxaa dhowrta hadalkaaga? In front of social media lagu qalqalay. Maxaa dhowrta? Be steadfast, have principles. Runta sheeg, waalida naga joojiya. There's no such thing as Somali. Somali waa dhul. Isku aabo iyo isku hooyo ma tihidin dadkan. Hadda waas dhadhasheen. We are talking about something completely different. You have not the same ancestry. You don't have the same father. Beenta iyo waxaan jirina naga sheekaynina. Most of these Somalis are not Somalis. Most of these Somalis were Ethiopians to begin with. There is nothing wrong with Ethiopians. Lakin adaad ku taxdid dad aan hada Mareyxaanka. If you look at the antiquity maps, waxa la oran jiray Gaala waa oo Oromo. Hawiye waxa la koranay Gaala. Macnihiisa waa Oromo. Nothing wrong with Oromo if you have the same ideology. Lakin you don't have the same ideology with these fascists from Somalia.
No, it's wallahi, it's a lack of common sense. You know, when you argue with someone, you should not argue with them with the common sense. You should argue something elevated a little bit, and then the debate looks amazing. So, I go to other Twitter spaces that are not Somali oriented, wherever that is. Wallahi, I learn a lot of things. I don't learn much here. It's just because you're gonna always argue common sense instead of arguing elevated discussions, you know. Because you think when you come here, you think everyone has a basic, and then now we go up. We're gonna argue the basic common sense is just mashallah, wallahi, mashallah. It's not looking down people, but I mean people should strive to have a common sense. You know, you should have that cover. You know, especially if you're coming to argue with the people. I mean, you might not have a common sense for other things. Then just be a listener, learn. You know, consume the material, and then once you're there, then you can come and argue. But
maya qabiilkaygay ka dhigeen waslad quruna xaggan adan ku qori lahaa we a nation way sacabtami lahayn. These people waxay diidan yihiin why am I putting Isxaaq nation? Isxaaq doesn't mean nation, it doesn't mean Somaliland. Nation means dadkan way badan yihiin, meel walbana way fadhiisan yihiin. They are everywhere. This is the meaning of a nation. I'm talking about Isxaaq in its entirety. Marka waxay eeg hadda waxa dhici karta kaas inuu Isxaaq yahay kii meeshan ka qaylinayay laakiin wuu qarqaraya. He thinks Somaliland ku burburaysa Isxaaq. That's oh my god, these people are so dumb. Isxaaq is the majority in Somaliland. Without Isxaaq, there is no Somaliland. I don't understand why these people don't get this point. Dadka in the military, majority were Isxaaq. The people who pay taxes, freaking taxes in this country were Isxaaq. They're the freaking human intelligence were Isxaaq. Without Isxaaq in Somaliland, there is no Somaliland. Isxaaq by itself can become a country. They don't understand this concept also. Waxay ka didayaan magacan Isxaaq. I'm gonna make it trendy. The true Isxaaqs will stand because Isxaaq ku dulman Somaliland. Isxaaq la takoray. Isxaaq waxa taagan has a scarlet letter la yiraahdo Isxaaq genocide. Isxaaq wuxuu dagaalamay noloshooda. Existence Isxaaq looma ogola to survive. I'm gonna make it trendy to be Isxaaq. Single-handed hada ni sheegaya. Lakama hadli jirin Isxaaq markaan soo galay Twitter. Anu waan ku canamaalay Isxaaq. Isxaaq waxay ku shubeen aniga values. Waxay ku shubeen inaan dadka xaqooda dhowro. Waxay ku shubeen cadaalad. Waxay ka dhigeen courageous. Isxaaq values kaasoo isii. Isxaaq waa Muslim. Why should I turn my back on Isxaaq? I will never turn my back on Samaron, on Warsingeli, on Dhulbahante. No, because Dhulbahante is not showing me any solidarity. So now I'm a mortal enemy of Dhulbahante. Even if they come from the same country as mine, because they don't want my existence, Dhulbahante. So today I'm going to say, no, Dhulbahante, I'm not your friend. Very easy, because you don't want me to exist, okay, then let's fight.
no, the idea that Isxaaq cannot have a country, they can have a country, and some people will say, oh, you just need to stuck with your own cities. No, they can be a country within Somaliland and be a country. You know, Saudi Arabia is just one family that rule everyone. You think everyone comes from the Saudi family tribe? No, different tribes. But the whole country, it's called from the name of one guy. One guy, imagine that. So even today we can wake up and say, today we're changing the name of Somaliland. We call it Isxaaq land, and it will survive. You know, so it's this idea that it's come from a really very genocidal hate, and then the sad reality is the Isxaaq themselves have accepted. Thinking by accepting it give the survival of Somaliland. When you say I feel like Somaliland, Isxaaq people want Somalia to be a secular country. You know, there are countries that are not secular. Secular countries when everyone is equal, you know, by terms of existence and religion. So are you guys looking for a secular country? Because if you're looking for a conservative country, when you look at a conservative country, there's always one group that the majority control others. It's always like that. But if you're looking for a secular country, that I'm okay for that, but then you need to allow the Christian to come in, you know, the Jewish, the LGBT, you know. You should not be secular for Somalis. It's to be a secular for everyone. But if you want to have a conservative parties, the majority will rule. That's okay. Of course, they have to be. They have to be. There has to be a justice. You know, you know, democratic and things like that. But you make like as if like, in order to survive, Isxaaq people have to be a second class citizen or something like that. There's no such a thing, you know. Or they cannot be part of this country as the center of everything. They can, you know. There's no problem with that, you know. Of course, there are some countries where conservative, where minority are the center of everything. So there's those two. So I don't know what type of country you guys want to have. I have not understood Somaliland. Wallahi. Sometimes you sound like a secular, but you're not really secular. So maybe that's the question to ask. What kind of country do you guys want to have? Because I'm really confused sometimes. You know, with all these things, it's a very very confused way of thinking. What is, and I think it comes from not understanding the common sense of the basic understanding of what is a country, what is a national, what makes a national, things like that. There's no really a basic. Maybe there is, but I don't know. Like you say, maybe they just get fire when they hear Isxaaq or something like that. I don't know. I'm still confused with what people want in Somalia, because it's a very confused place, and we have for 2 years we have not get our things together. So
Farhan, Saudi Arabia is 83 square miles, 83,000 square miles, and mostly desert. Somaliland is 68 square miles. Not a vast difference. Rwanda is 10,000 square miles. A country recognized. Somaliland is 6 times bigger than Rwanda. And these people think they cannot be a country. Look at that craziness. With all these resources, Dhulka and Berbera. Berbera alone is enough for these people. Oil wells. Yeah, these people have so much oil, it is unbelievable. The mineral wealth in Somaliland is unbelievable. The gypsum, meaning this, and gypsum, this cement. Berbera, one of the most purest gypsums in the world. Berbera. These people can all become multi-millionaires. Laakiin they're nothing. Waxa lagu qofulay Soomaali. Dadkan kugu oranay Soomaali like Cabdicaziz, dantooday garanayaan. Adiga waxa lagugu yiri you are semi-arid. It's by design. Waxa lagu yiri waxna kama baxaan meeshan. But you have seen how qani Somaliland is. Meesha sanaag waxa lagu sheegay the Garden of Eden. Intaad adigu tegin Soomaaliya, meel Hargeysa ku taalo waxa la oran jiray Gold Channel. Beautiful. Burco, you have seen how this place is. Meeshaas a semi-arid lagu sheega Somaliland. You have seen how green this place is. Habeen waalid. Abaartan la sheegay is because of poverty hadda. You are sustainable. Waa taqiini sida biyaha iyo waxa lagu keedo. Go check how you guys ma jari jirin diraha iyo waxan. Geedaha ma jari jirin.
yeah, absolutely. Up to 1960s actually, even in the 70s before Somalia came in and hit. But you know, Somaliland, they used to feed themselves. They never even get much stuff from Ethiopia. It used to be barado, because my mom, she grew up in Hargeisa. It used to be barado. Onion used to come from Yemen mostly, and potatoes. They were not farming potatoes. Used to come from Ethiopia. But most of the things, everything was wadani, everything was planted in Somalia. Even chewing cod, they were getting from the region of Sana. So this dependency, this like I said,
Hargeysa, qaadka way beeran jireen. Siyaad bare ka gubay.
yes, exactly. Baso, Arabsio, Hargeisa, all of them. You know, that area, you see that area like behind behind the airport, and also the new Hargeisa. It used to be Bedaha, like a lot of them. And I mean, expansion of the city, but people are not keeping up with the all the way to Salahle used to be farms. So and then you go to the east side. You go to Arab Sea, or beautiful Arab Sea is still there. There's some farms, but so they used to feel themselves like the only thing that they used to get outside used to be barado. Even basasha they found, but they sometimes if there's a low consumption, then they will get it from Sana, because there's a lot of connection between Yemen and Somalia. So this is the type of people. Now you see how they become lazy. They are like so much things we changed in terms of culture. We are not self-sufficient anymore. We depend. That's why we even depend in Somalia. I think it started the whole thing of dependence, even our food and everything. It started with the depending Somalia, and then we become again depending on food, and it's become a cycle of everything, because it started with one thing, and then one thing produce another, and you just become the other in every corner. Now we even become the other in our own government, in our own institutions, in our own security, which we used to be our own, watchmen and watchwomen. Now become the other. People are just crossing the borders, and then they're all found in her case. It used not to be that the case. You never cross the borders. Someone will catch you at the border. Now we have a people suspicion group that are putting fires on our markets, because the Nemo it went all the way to the Doha. Like, this is the problem, and it become normalized, it become culture. So there's so much to be fixed. Wallahi, is not just not telling people their history at home, parents are not told their kids what went wrong at homes. It's the like everyone is not doing their part. That's the problem. I always say, remember, Edna, when we start this Twitter space, I say it's an ecosystem issue. It's not about Faisal Warabe, Musabihi, Kahi. It's an ecosystem issue from the top to the bottom. It's from home to the stages of the state house. Like, the whole ecosystem is rotten. And we need to fix at home. That's why I start. If we want to protect the next generation, do your job at home. If you have kids, if you don't have kids, your niece, tell them the importance of these things, foundation wise, teach them about the history. If their mother or father are not doing that, tell them your experience about the genocide. That's why I learned from my elders. They told me what went, because alhamdulillah, we ran away before it happened. So do your part. Like, every little things, things get better when everyone do their portion, and then they accumulate it to one big thing. Don't wait for someone to come and make magical. This is not like a Christian Jesus moment and we need magics. No, everyone has to do their own things, and the little things come and become bigger. And that's where it's everyone think the next person will do something. That's the worst thing that you can have in culture. It's like when you see someone, you see something bad at the road, or you're seeing a big stone in the middle of the road, and then you just, someone else will take it out. And then another person, someone else, and then a car come and just knock there, and accident, and someone die. But if you did your duty and take that rock or in the middle of the road, then you will be able to save the life of the next person. Not waiting the next person to do that. So it's all about everyone doing their part. The little things makes big things. So that's the issue of Somaliland at the moment. It get worse every day, because once I saw security-wise that people just cross the border and are not returned at the border like how it used to back in the days, I am scared of Somalia. I'm really scared. You know, allowing spies from Somalia to come in. You know the worst thing? I know this guy, he's the biggest spy. He's been working with all admins of Somalia, and he comes in and he's been doing drone videos. He's been doing drone video in Shiiq, he's been doing drone video in Boro, and he has a YouTube. And he's a spy of Somalia that I know since Sheikh Sharif. He goes to Boroma, he does the drone videos. He goes to Berbera, he do drone videos. He's go to Arigabo, he do drone videos. He was actually in Laascaanood before, he did a drone video before the all other things. And people, and then you know, every city that he goes, he been taken by someone, a Somaliland, that putting their names for this person. They think Allah naka gobnimo, this gobnimo things. Gobnimo wanu so doe ninka hamarkai mahayo he doing videos. You know, everywhere he goes, he take videos. You think what he does that? And he's a spy. They're cooking something, you know. Anyways, so it's a diadnimo because nobody is doing the duties that is supposed. As a citizen, you have to protect. People say, "Oh, the police." No, you know, even here, you know, neighborhood watch. You know, here in America, you have a street where you see neighborhood watch. You know, there's a slamaha. They're watching the neighborhood. They know who comes in and comes out, and they call the police. So everywhere, every country you go, people are the one who protect their country. You know, because the government has to show in cooperation, but it's the people who have to indaha, you know. So if you're participating in actually destroy the security, the human security, and just by you want to be called gobnimo, you're being praised, get likes, who knows what he invited us, he could, blah blah blah. You're not doing your job as a citizen. So there's so much animal, so much things going on. But yeah, like you said, it's the animal. Everyone is not doing their part, and it's an ecosystem. That's the problem, and it's because of Somalnimo, and you know, even you should even watch your neighbors, even if they're Somalilanders. Watch them. You know, you never know. You know, they could be radicalized and things like that. And you welcome people from a country that is known as, even the ministers are Al-Shabaab when you invite them. And it's like, just the lack of common sense, like it's so magical for me. It's like I don't need to tell you what it is. You should be able to add 1 + 1 is 2.
That genocide could die. That genocide
that's one thing that surprised me.
That genocide could die. Genocide can waxa la yiraahdaa Isxaaq genocide. Genocide ka lama oranin Somali genocide. Imagine that. The same people ala ku oranaya Isxaaq aba ka hadlin. Yani don't be vigilant macnihiisa. Isxaaq genocide lama oranin Somali genocide. Somalidii waa la ka saaray. You are the targeted group. It's written freaking Isxaaq genocide. Dabar goynta Isxaaqa. Haddana waxaana leedihiin dadka meelanka soo gala oo qaaqayliya ha fijignaanin adigoo Isxaaqa. Look at how crazy this sounds. Adigu waxa
kelmadda Isxaaq baa soo hada qaadin bay ka odhanayaan.
Haddana Isxaaqii ala kugu gumaadayay. This is the most shocking part of the whole thing. Waxa la rabaa in la ku tirtiro. Haddana waxa la ku oranaya qari. Magac Isxaaq ba qari. Macnihiisa genocide kan yaba la garanaynin inuu jiray. This is the whole waxay ku diiday Isxaaq waxa lagu diidanayay because waxa ku qoran United Nations report ka. Isxaaq genocide dhacay. waddankan la yidhahdo Soomaaliya geysatay waa state sponsored macanihiisa waa democide uba ka ballaaranaya genocide waayo dowladda kula dagaalantay
You know,
haddana wax la qoran magacay
no,
qari
Edna,
haddana waddankii aad u dhimanaysay aad adigu joogtay ilaahay kugu daaray waayo dee dadkan kale meel kale ku badan yihiin
yeah.
adiga waxay ku badan tahay waddankan la yidhahdo Somaliland oo la burburiyey bombs mino poison I don't understand how this is even possible. So marka lama oran karo
No,
dee gabdhahan jooga Somaliland iyo wiilashan jooga Somaliland ana dayacay
yeah,
iyo kuwa jooga kuwa diasporada kuwa
same
sabo
thing.
kuwa suuq horta qashinka diaspora
Question, wallah.
ninka waan ka dhigay I'm part of this waaba kuwa ugu daran ba oo suu dhiga reer Soomaaliya because you have everything maxaa isku dhigaysa reer Soomaaliya
Absolutely.
you have even greater rights than reer Soomaaliya adoo soo sheegtay cadaanka anigu dadkan cadaanka u soo sheego baastariintan genocide ay u sameeyeen you know meeshan waxaa ka jirta laws and order Isxaaq waxay arkayaan genocideers oo Isxaaq isku sheegay umase usoo sheegeen caalamka they're not gonna tell these people waayo waxaa lagu qafila oo Soomaali way isdeshay waxaas muu ka jira caalamka ma Soomaali isdeshay kooda way sheeganayaan 1991 Sarah anigu wallahi billahi tallahi sometimes I feel like taking a gun and wiping the people of Somaliland one by one you know kuwana anigu la dhashay madaxa ka wada toogo ama mar haysa kuwan dee la yiri way ku hogaamiyeen iyo kanan kharajiyo mar ay haysa
No, don't get to that point, Allah. But no, but I just want to say one thing. It's a very strategic. For me, it's fun. It's funny to see like Somalia could be able to think like that, and you don't notice. Like, it's so funny. There's a why they wanna minimize the Isxaaq voices. Because you say exactly, it's Isxaaq genocide. That's why they will put you to the Dir, to Iril Samare. Because if you become, if you, but hold on, let me finish Zara. Because if you
Somalia,
let me
I understand what you're trying to say.
let me finish.
Like
Let me finish because then I'll forget. Let me.
That's what I want to ask
No,
you.
let me finish and then you will ask me. I'll forget what I was saying. You see, I'm losing. No, like if you expose this name and it become everywhere, like the Jewish, the Armenian, then people will know there are people called Isxaaq. And then people now want to know what's going on with this Isxaaq genocide. But if you minimize that name, then even you minimize the Isxaaq genocide. You know, you have to be out there for people to know what happened to you. You know, that's what the Tigray were there. Tigray. They were not putting TPFL on everything. They were just put Tigray. So when they say Tigray genocide, it's like, oh, Tigray genocide meaning they're happy for Tigray people. You know, exactly they say. They didn't say they're Habasha because they're actually known as Habasha people. They didn't go and say Habasha. They went Tigray. And when it happened, now everyone know it happened to Tigray people. So every time when you minimize the Isxaaq genocide, Isxaaq name, you also minimize the Isxaaq genocide. Because now people are going to figure out who is this Isxaaq genocide? Who is happening? We never heard about this Isxaaq people. We heard about it. We heard about it in Samare. Samare actually is the worst. Don't even call yourself that because it means the descendants of Shaitan. Because in the Bible, the Torah and the old Bible, Samare means Shaitan. And that's where, and so this real Samaria seems it came from the biblical. And like you say, these people used to be Gara or Romo, and Romo used to be Christian. So it seems like it came from the Christian background, which is Iril Samaria. It's coming from the Christian background. So you call yourself a sons of Shaitan. Anyways, so every time, don't minimize Isxaaq. Be out there because it's also tied to the Isxaaq genocide. So that's all I want to say. Sorry, Zara, because sometimes when people confuse me and interfere, I just lost. I have ADD. Go ahead.
We know we know why Somalia is doing what it's doing and why Somalia is denying the existence of Isxaaq and trying to wipe them out. We know that. And we know why they want to minimize their voices, because they committed genocide against them. So only naturally they would. But why is Isxaaq doing it? Because Isxaaq so boda oran Isxaaq oran ku oranayan yaka la soo boda yaka ku oranaya hadal haba yani ninka samaroon Somaliland dhexdeeda siyaasi ha noqdo ama ha noqdo shacib halka intuu istaago uu ka hadli karaa magaciisa iyo ma ka khajalayo inuu yidhaaho samaroon ama inuu yidhaaho dhubhante ama inuu yidhaaho harti or whatever wuxuu magacyada kala jaadka ah leeyihin dadka kale aan Isxaaq ahayn maaha ceeb. The minute ninka Isxaaq yidhaaho uu ka gudbo Arab ama uu ka gudbo Habaryonis ama uu ka gudbo Garxajis ama uu ka gudbo habar jeclo ama uu ka gudbo magaciisa hoose markuu ka gudbo uu Isxaaq marayo baa lagu dhagaa. So ask me, why do they keep saying, why do they yakum maxay dadka afka doonaan inay qabtaan markay taa noqoto? Why is it okay for others?
Sahray walaale waxaan qabaa waxa aad ka qaadata dadka ayuun baa lagugu sameeyaa.
This space was downloaded via spacesdown.com. Visit to download your spaces today.
Inaga ka qaadanay in layna qariyo, Isxaaq baa ka qaatay, marka hadii sidaas loo qariyay dadka kalena way diideen in la qariyo, marka sidaas ay ku muuqdeen.
A question for you, Ayan. And Edna.
What was the question, Sarah? Sorry.
Now you're taking the piss.
Fosiya haddaysay Sarah maad maqlid Fosiya walaalo way ku
jiraan ma maqleen go ku socod Fosiya waan ka digayaa ma ku maqleen raalli ha walaalo.
Ha walaal waxaan ku idhi dadku waxay kugu sameeyaan waxaad ka aqbasho ama xumaan haatama wanaagka haatee, marka waynu aqbalay in layna qariyo in Isxaaq waxa baynu u qaadanay weer ceebahoo kale Allah ha oranina si dadka kale qalbigooda loo ilaaliyo. Marka inagu maxaynu dadka kale qulubtoona u ilaalinayna haddaan teeni la ilaalin waayay, dadka kalena iyagaa doonaya inay muuqdaan, iyagaa raalli ku ah inay dee qabiiladoodiyo proud bay ku yihiin. Inagiina stigmo kalena waa Isxaaqi u qaadanay. Isxaaq waxaynu isticmaalnaa uun qabiiladii hoose which keenaya divisionka iyo kala kaxaynta inaga xaggeena. Waan ka baxay walaal.
That's why I love the people gabdhaha reer Somaliland. Cajiib. Sarah. So waxaa la ku oranayaa, this is what reer Somaliland way nii fikireen. Waxaa la ku oranayaa, a homogeneous nation iskuma sameeyaan genocide. Dad isku wada mid ah iskuma sameeyaan genocide. Iyaka markay dirku geynay Maxamed Cabdisamada la qaatay wuxuu diraan hayo waxaan jirin. Kaas markay oranayaan they're erasing the Isxaaq genocide. Markay Somalia waxaan sheegayaan they're erasing the Isxaaq genocide. Adigana you just take it. Waa wixii from 1960 waxa la kugu soo tuurayaa, you don't understand the meaning. Waa political alliance beri hore waxa la cigaal muu samaynin. Ka hor waxay isticmaalay Cabdilaahi Ciise waa mahayna documentkaas. Laakiin hadda they use it to their advantage. maanta marka Soomaali yiraahdaan ogo waxa la ka saaray meesha Isxaaq genocide waalida Georgia adiga waan nii sheegay Rwanda waa 10,000 square miles adigana waxaad tahay 68,000 square miles hawaalkan kale hadaad siisid meeladooda yar aad tiraahday get the hell out of here Somalia Djibouti meesha rabtin badda ku wada dhaca. Well, you're going to be one of the most strongest nations in Africa. Khairat kaga, security, ideology kaga, your strategic port, your values, your traditions. Alam kaba waxaad noqonaysaa xidig. Soomaaliyan kale adiga kalsoonidaad kugu jiri lahayd way ku hoos iman lahaayeen. So Soomaalimada ma caabudaan way ku hoos iman lahaayeen arag. laakiin reverse psychology ku ciyaareen maanta waxay ka you people maxaan igu sameynaa we can't help you guys dee dulimada iskaga jira saare noo soo xir walaal
Inanta Fawzia, thank you so much. Really appreciate what you just said. Waxaweye waa intay garan waayeen waa intaa aad tidhi Fawziyey cajaladan ugu duubno oo aan ugu dhigno oo qof kasta u dar intaa keliya aad tidhi because waa intay garan waayeen waa intaa waxa weeyaan is not only divide and conquer, it's part of the genocide itself. Because imka waxay soo walwalayaan horta Adna, do me a favor, I know you're closing anyway, but throw this addon out of the space because I flipping hate them.
who walaalo
That one khayrdon addon iskaga qoro khayrdon buu ku qortay addon iskaga qoro saaxiib addoonkaa iga tuur that being said Fawzia, thank you Adna, unblock these
addoon Soomaaliya
maya addoon waxaweye waa baroorwiishta
addoon Soomaaliya weeye
lagu shaqaysto waa lagu shaqaystaa waa addoon lagu shaqaysto every dhowrkii every few decades waa la wipe out garaya oo isagoo lagu kacsaday awrkoodii lagu kacsaday dan way dilaan way gumaadaan weligiina kama bilbaxo ilaa annaka caarbalna la yar qaatay imika hadlayne again he is back with another account. Throw him out again with the calanka Somaliland. And do me a favor, block these people. When you block them, then they can't come back. Because we can't keep doing firefighting. Anyway, for CNC, they point kagi important ka wala man. Exactly, that's what it is. This is the part, the bit they couldn't. The guy with Alanka Somaliland Adna. They couldn't.
Sarah, most of these people, I block them. They Adero follow them. Why is that?
Who's Adero?
What is his name?
Adero
All of them. I blocked them today.
The Adero Dalsame is a sweetheart. He's
I
pure
blocked
heart.
them like 20 of them. All of them, he follows them. I was like, what do you follow these nonsense people?
Adero waa daacad ilaahay waa waxa way dadkeena daacadnimadaasa lagu gowracaya marka xagga ilaahay bas leeyahay baan wax ilaahay baa wax ka dayacayn laakiin dayacaadda fara badan ma fiicna even diiniyan ma fiicna I was saying Fawzia point kaagi inamadeena raggeena reer Somaliland inta reer Isxaaq siiba waa inta aad tidhi waa inta cajalad loogu duubo loo geliyo dhagta everyday ma aragtay si ay u fahmaan this is the only solution that I have because this is beyond wuxuu noqday de wax xad dhaafa oo dayacaad xad dhaafa meesha ka jirta waxa weeyaan mid kasta isagaa la soo boodaya la soo ordaya ha odhan Isxaaq isagaa la soo boodaya ha sidan ha odhan oo dadka police garaynaya dadka afkoodii isagii yani inta laga duway oo laga indhasaabay wuxuu strength-ka u lahaa buu doonaya dadka kalena inuu yakana indhahooda xidho oo xanjeeyo because of that, which is very, very sad. waxaa la doonayaa in annaku aan isku maqnaano waan annaku isku mashquulno aan weligeyn aanan raaska hoose aanan dhaafin aan ilowno in aan aabana wada dhalay one dad one father baana dhalay all of us yaku kooda oromadii baad aragtay abtirsanaysa oo galaysa magacoodii because waxa weeyaan waxay yidhaahaan aabbahayo wali wuu dhalaa yaku أنا كنا نحن شخص حاق برارو دنتي سديد دا إنين بكتري يكا كودي ولي ودلابينهن because their name is not by blood. They're not related by blood. It's just conglomerate. Ay su tagtagaan, you know. So they pick up any stray way ku darsadaan kooda oo waxay dhahaan waa waxa weeyaan magacoodun bay siiyaan oo another name oo kusoo dhex galaa bay u sameeyaan. So but we are one paternal father baleenahay, one father, and we should never forget that. We should never forget that we all blood, one blood. And anyone who wants to divide us accordingly we should stand for it. That's number one. Number two, they're all doing it because of the Isxaaq genocide. Isxaaq waxay u diidayaan wax kale maaha, or because of the Isxaaq genocide, or because responsibility-ga baanay doonayn waxa weeyaan they trying to implement the 10th stage of genocide, which is the denial stage. That's what they are trying to keep alive, and they can only do that by to escape the responsibility of the genocide. And this is what we're helping them to do once we agree, or once we start implementing what they want us to do. So we should stand not only for ourselves but for the future generations. Today, SNMT in 91kii markay declare gareeyeen Somaliland ay lahayeen dad baa heshiiyey, they should started with implementing the genocide convention. That's what the mistake they made. They did not. These people were not de-radicalized. They were not de-radicalized, so they still waxaa ku jirta xagjirnimadii genocide-kii dee lagu beeray. That's why you see them today in a charcharayaan dadkii. Qof bani aadan oo charcharaysa shalay somebody asked me for one of the gruesome videos because they knew that I had that video, and they told me send it to me because I'm for whatever reason I know what they were like. They were arguing with somebody who's called a friend that they have from these people. And that person was implementing the 10th stage of genocide, which is the denial stage, and was denying the fact that they were doing this. And she said, share with me the video. I said, well, I'll share it with you, but nonetheless, don't argue with them. Don't argue with them about genocide because they actually denying your existence even today. Skandaf berigii hore, skandaf genocide-ka iminka ay gacanta ku hayaane kii hore on link to waxaas oo skandaf. Waxa weyn today they still denying the fact of your existence, and by denying your existence, that's the genocide itself. So waxaan ku iri de hala ha ku mashquulin. Move on, and I would my only advice is select your friends in a better way, you know. qof wuxuu doonaha noqda haddii uu yani ilaahay dafirsan yahay, bani aadamnimada qaar baa jira ilaahay dafirsan laakiin bani aadamnimada aan dafirsanayn. laakiin qof ilaahayna dafirsan bani aadamnimadana dafirsan maxaad kala hadlaysaa? Because he has no link to humanity, and he has no human compassion, and he has no humanity in them, then it's a waste of time. You like trying to convince them with something that needs a little bit of humanity, an ounce of humanity, then it's a waste of time. You're wasting your time. Thank you, Faiza, for that point. Aad baad mahadsan tahay. Adna iska soo xidhwa goor dambe iska seexo, and sidaa weeyaan.
two things ii sameeya walaal raaliga ahow. laba wax ii sameeya adii aadna ifollow gareeya. waxaan aad iyo aad interesting ugu ahay genocide-ka. dad badanna inaan idinku soo xidho in money la raise gareeyo in meesha laga kaco. Marka follow me so I can send you messages on your private, please. Thank you.
oo si aadaad ingiriiska joogtid gabadha nagula jirta Saaj Daahir follow gare walaalo la xidhiidh. She knows so much about things. We need assistance. Saaj Daahir la sheekayso walaalo. She's from so ingiriiska kama joogtid walaalo Foosiya.
ها ولا إنجليز كان جوا ساعة وان هلا هدنا فولو قرينا. Okay, I done it.
I followed you already, Fawzia. Fawzia is very, very important. waxaan ku mashquulnay rebuilding Somaliland. daarihii inaan rebuild garaynaba ku mashquulnay. dadkeeni waxay ku mashquuleen waxaas. You know, our parents and our families waxay ku mashquuleen guryihii uu dumiyey hatred iyo genocide lagu dumiyey inay rebuild garayaan. What they forgot here inay state rebuild garayaan, but they forgot inay rebuild garayaan horta inay de-radicalization ku sameeyaan dadka nala degan. At the same time now waxay implement garayaan the genocide convention. In order for you to move on, that has to be implemented. And the other thing that they forgot is dadkii, even to educate dadkeeni even fahamsiiyo what genocide is, because they're sitting ducks. Today, the same genocideers, of shoulder to shoulder with Morgan and shoulder to shoulder with what do you call the guy with Kahudud Katimi Saleh? Edna? The guy with weird hair, the genocideer that was in Laascaanood. I forgot his name. In the yare. Rubbing shoulders and standing shoulder to shoulder with Inda yare. Or Dundukanaya. Or Leh. Who trying to fabricate a genocide against their own people. Yeah? All of that to deny the genocide they actually committed. Yes? These people are doing this because they have not been de-radicalized in the first place. Genocide ki Huray baanay de-radicalization loogu samayn. So it's only natural they would come back and try and complete the job they started. And this is, again, as I said, because denial stage key of the genocide waxay doonayaan inaan accountability helin, and that's why they're coming back now for more, with more vengeance. Because now what's going on in Somaliland is nothing but Isxaaq genocide. But point two, or number two, they're here to complete the job. And they don't hide it. They actually tell you. And the reason they tell you Hawaii because they were Hawaiian waxay isleeyihiin laydin kama daba tagayo. So that's where we should start, Fawzia. Inaan laga daba tago. That's what we should start, the awareness that inaan laga daba tago. Adna, again, iska soo xidh. Good night and thank you so much. I joined late, but thank you so much for having this space, holding this space, because it's very, very important to raise awareness, not only awareness, but to actually try and action that fact. We have to, in a genocide ki hore, you can imka socdawa ka daba tagno. We must do that. Thank you, Fawzia. I followed you, by the way.
Thank you.
Bonnie, Edna, كسعة فوزية.
جزاك الله خير. والحومان إلهين ونسكح لنا وحون مهم أو مهم إن أينو إسكح لنا وجروب هام بروح لقوا قبل كره دد بدن بفكرة ذا كبوحان دد بدن حتى كهذا الكان جروب يذا لقى هذا ليا دد كانوا traumatized وح كونسلين ما يهرين وح psychology أهانو عاوية ما يهرين qof kasta iskiibu u buuxa. Marka even talking about it wax badan baa ku jira. Qofkaad la hadasha wallahi geeri baan maalin dhawey tagayo waan ooyi gaadhay inan baa ila socoto waxay inantani buug bay ka qori lahayd waxay ka hadashay dagaalkii ka dhacay Burco iyo sida saameynta ay iyada qora ku yeelatay marka walaalo wax badan baa ina hurda insha Allah waynu wada shaqayn doonaa iskana xidha raalina ahaado inta ku dheereeyay
Osia, you guys should never give up hope. Dadka genocide ku dhaca marka hore kama bahaldaan. Adaad eegtaan Yahuud, it took them a long time because of the trauma. Adaad eegtaan kuwan Armenia, it took them a long time. Haddana kuwan Rwanda dadkan waa la caawiyey. Isxaaq genocide, ciduu gargaartay Ilaahi mooyaane. Ilaahi you guys survived because of Allah. I'm telling you guys, there's a reason you people survived. I remember once where how do these people survive? Ilahi marka, you have to have gratitude to Somaliland. Ilahi meesha suñu abuuray. There is a reason Ilahi meesha suñu abuuray. It's your nature. It's your ideology. Think bigger. Why meeshan hadana la ka tirtiro caalamka dhibaato weyn aad u geysan doontaan. I'm telling you people. Reer Somalia dadku sidaysan meeshan Ilahi kugu beeray meel very strategic ah. More than I think boqolkiiba 30 transportka caalamka gas oil a lot of like wuxuu caalamka meesha soo mara this Bab al-Mandab Strait adigana kaaga waxa la yiraahdaa is the master key. There is a reason Ilaahi meeshan kugu beeray. So maxaad u dayacaysaa your responsibility? I think Somaliland they have to start thinking bigger. Ilaahi meeshan kugu beeray iyo mas'uuliyad caalamka waxa ka saaran adiga mas'uuliyad. Let's not only look inwards, look outside also. Dhibaatada caalamka u geysanaysaa meesha haday hadda terrorists ay qabsadaan maxaa caalamka ku dhaci doonaa adiga daad snacab tahay you don't really care about yourself think about other people hooyada waxay oran jirtay Ilaahay dad ka xishoonaynin ummadda ka xishood you know so adiga daad jeclayn dadkan kale jecla you have to take care of the world Ilahi egg you have given this responsibility